everyone, good evening, this is Rinko. Hi everyone, are you enjoying the cards? Trading cards, you can collect them, you can battle with them. There are so many ways to enjoy them. As for me, I mainly enjoy collecting Pokémon cards. There's an incredibly convenient app for managing your collection. In this video, I'd like to introduce that app to you. Here it is. The card management app, My Card Links. I'm grateful to have been given the opportunity to introduce this app to you. Actually, I was already using My Card Links myself. So when I got this offer, I was honestly so excited. So I'd like to introduce it to you today. My Card Links isn't just for Pokemon cards. It can help you manage and organize the value of all sorts of trading cards. You can download and use the app for free. To explain, it looks something like this when you use it. You can easily register your cards or boxes in the app by tapping a few buttons. Then you'll have a list of all the cards you own. You can check everything at a glance, and I think each card has its own market value, which is displayed in a graph. By the way, it's an app that lets you check the value of your card assets. You can also register singles, boxes, and even graded items like PA. This time I'm actually going to use My Card Links. I'll use the app, register items, and show you all how to use it and how I personally enjoy it. So, let's get started. Okay, let's go with My Card Links. I will try it out and show you the main screen. In the top left, there are Pokemon cards. Other cards registered include One Piece, Duel Masters, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Weiss, Schwartz, and Holo, a wide variety of cards. Trading cards are supported first. This time I'm planning to look at Pokemon cards, so when I tap it, it shows black and white. Since the latest set was just released, the newest cards are all registered like this. For example, this time, let's look at Reshiram Rare. Let's try tapping here. When you do, you'll see the actual card image along with the card number, rarity, type, included pack, release date, and details all lined up. The current market price is also displayed. Along with the price, you can see the price trends from June 6th to around June 18th. Price trends for the period are displayed in a graph, making it easy to see. You can quickly see price trends at a glance, along with other helpful features. For example, you can see cards with the same name from Reshiram or cards included in White Flare, where this card is also featured, all displayed together with images. Just by tapping on a single card, you can instantly access a lot of information, making this a really convenient app. There are also plus and minus signs, but for example, if you pulled a Reshiram Rare from White Flare this time, or if you got a Buffalon A, you can just tap the plus button like this to add them, and it keeps track of the cards you own.
And then,
so when you look back later, you can quickly check which cards you own. Alright, so this time I'm going to register the collection I've actually been gathering into My Card Links. The collection I've been putting the most effort into is, of course, shiny cards, right? You all haven't forgotten, have you? I'm mainly collecting shiny cards, and right now here I have them. I have two files here. This one is dedicated just for shiny cards. Shiny cards have been released in various sets from the old back era up to now. And there are actually quite a lot of them. For example, with sets like Ultra Shiny and Shiny Star, the number of shiny cards increased a lot, right? There are quite a lot of them. So I'm going to actually register these into My Card Links and show you all what kinds of cards there are, and also things like how much they're worth, since shiny cards can be pretty valuable. Some of the cards are really expensive, and there are just so many of them. So I think the results will be pretty interesting. That's why I'm going to register my shiny collection this time. While I'm registering them, I'd also like to talk a bit more about this app. This app is fun because you can track the value of your cards and see how the market prices change. But for someone like me who's been collecting for a long time, the number of cards I own has gotten huge. I often forget which cards I have or how many copies I own. There have been many times when I went to a card shop, thought I didn't have a card, bought it, and then realized I already had it at home. So this app is really convenient for managing your collection. That's what I think, and honestly what I like most about it is that it really matches my values. The feature I like most is this collection feature. What it does is group your cards by what kind of collection they belong to, and it shows you how many cards you have out of the total in each group. When I collect Pokemon cards, I always set a goal for my collection. I often get asked by viewers what kind of collection is best, and like I mentioned earlier, I usually say that it's good to have a collection with a clear goal. For example, collecting shiny Pokemon cards can be pretty tough, but at least you know exactly how many cards you need to complete the set at this point. I think there's also the fun of endlessly collecting Pokemon from yesterday, but since there's no end when it's unlimited, it might be a bit too challenging for beginners to start a collection that way. Of course, the difficulty really depends on what you're trying to collect. Having a goal or something to aim for might help you stay motivated. That's what I think! And when you're setting a goal like that, this collection feature really comes in handy. Plus, a lot of people have registered their collections and you can see what others have made. When you look at collections created by other people, you might think, oh, this looks nice, maybe I should try it too. There are so many inspiring examples. So I think it's a good idea to use them as a reference. Also, if you register the cards you own, you can see how many out of the total you have in someone else's collection. So it's fun to find collections you might want to try later. Each card has a daily price trend shown in a graph. So you can get a sense of things like when a card you don't own is dropping in price, which I think is really helpful. Also, this is just my personal opinion, but what's the most fun about collecting? It's the process of gathering the cards and the sense of accomplishment when you complete a collection, those two things. So, it's best when collecting isn't too easy, but also not so expensive that it's out of reach. It feels great when you can achieve it with some effort. Something that's slightly challenging. When you take on a collection, you can enjoy the process of gathering the items and also experience a sense of accomplishment, so I hope you'll find and enjoy a collection like that through this app. Some people might feel uncomfortable about things like the value of cards or talking about cards as assets. And while it can be convenient for asset management, like I mentioned earlier, it's also a really great tool for enjoying collections. Michael Links is free, so please give it a try. If anyone listened to Hineko's story and thought it sounded good, I'd be really happy if you gave it a try. So, I had registered, but there are just so many different colored Pokemon cards that I can't finish, so I'd like to walk to when the input is complete. So the day has changed, but this time I've been clicking and adding my collection of shiny Pokemon cards to Michael Links. I was able to register them just a bit. Since there were so many cards, it was pretty tough, even just registering them. If you're a collector, I think you'll understand, but I'm collecting them myself. I buy cards, put them into sleeves again, and use my own special ones. I think about what order to put each card into the binder one by one. Filing cards is so much fun for me. This time I was able to register my shiny collection in Michael Links with the same feeling. So I'd like to show you the cards I registered. Like this. I searched for each card one by one and registered them in the shiny collection section I specified. This way I can look back at them later and check how many I have. So while showing this screen, I'd like to announce to everyone how many shiny Pokemon cards I have in my collection. Rinko's Motzel is nice. Out of 546 cards, there are 543. Yeah, so that means there are only 3 left to get the different colors. We've come to the point where we can complete it. So this time I registered only the Japanese version of the alternate color cards. There are some alternate color cards in the overseas versions that have illustrations not available in Japan, and I collect all of those too. This time I registered only my Japanese version collection without including those. There's something I want to talk about, but I'll save the collection story for later. Next, I'd like to announce the total market value. Right now, what you're looking at is the collection page. I think you can see the shiny cards scrolling by, and on the right side, there's a section called My Cards. If you click on it, the total value will appear. So let's go ahead and click on My Cards to check it out. The total market value of Rinko's shiny card collection is it was 15,751,090 yen. Well, I thought it would be pretty expensive, but it was way more than I imagined, and I was so shocked by the amount that I thought my eyes would pop out. 15,750,000 yen is just unbelievable. But it's not like I collected this collection at today's prices, fortunately, or maybe I should say. The Pokéca bubble is making Pokéca more expensive. It's a collection that I've been slowly gathering little by little, buying what I could over time. Back then, I was able to collect them at prices much cheaper than the current market value, which is why I could build up my collection like this. But now, for someone who wants to start collecting shiny Pokéca cards, the prices have become a huge hurdle. By the way, right now I'm looking at a page called My Cards, and this total asset value shows the price of these 543 cards. What's interesting is that the registered cards are also sorted for you. There are 543 Pokemon cards in total, and out of those, 540 are Pokemon themselves. It also shows the value for those with 2 Pokemon supporter cards and 1 Pokemon goods card, so they've separated them by type like this. For example, these 2 Pokemon supporter cards, one of them is Sharona with Gaburias and Lucario behind her. Those 2 Pokemon behind Sharona are shiny versions, so that's why they're registered like that. As for the Pokemon goods card, I think it's the Gyarados Soul Link, and it's the shiny red Gyarados that's featured on it. So I'm also collecting those. I think it's interesting how they've sorted them like this. Also, you can see how the market prices are moving during this period like this. The portfolio section displays a graph showing an unbelievable total amount. While this feature is fun, the current value seems unrealistic. I was really surprised. By the way, just to add, this collection I registered this time is all unopened and has been appraised as mint condition. Basically, I collect only cards in good condition, so I calculated them as mint. But especially when it comes to high value cards, the mint grading becomes extremely strict, so I think the actual market value will probably be lower than what I announced. But this is assuming they're all mint.
In that case,
the amount becomes... I don't think you need to think too deeply about this part. I think we talked about it earlier. But let's take a look at why there are 3 cards with different colors that I don't have yet. As you can see, this one is at 0 and it's in black and white. The first one is the promo of the shiny Koikin. This is Miklings. 10,380,000 yen. It says that. But first of all, I don't have this card. It's a card you could exchange with points from the old Pokemon card fan club, and I don't have it. And then there are these 2 cards here. If you look through them quickly, the one that's in black and white is this one. I don't have these 2 cards, the Espion Star promo and the Umbreon Star promo. On Michael Links, the price for Espion is 5,980,000 yen and Umbreon is 7,980,000 yen. That's how much they're going for, but honestly, you just can't buy these cards anymore. So, if I can't get these 3 cards, my shiny collection will never be complete. So, of course I want them. But honestly, the prices have gotten a bit unrealistic, and I'm honestly troubled by it. When I first started collecting, they weren't this expensive, so I do wish I'd bought them back then. But now, this is the situation, and these are the prices. I can't believe they've gotten this expensive. These are my collections, but since the prices are so high, I'm filming them. It's dangerous to keep them at home, so I use a safe deposit box. I store them separately and bring them when filming. They're not at my house, so there's no point looking for them there. Please don't target me. Thanks for understanding. So, with that said, what did you think of the card management app Michael Links? If you listened to what I said and became interested, you can register and use it for free, so I hope you'll make good use of it. I don't remember when the previous video was, but collectors are like lonely warriors. I think I talked about that. Players can battle together. Players have opponents, while collectors simply collect. When collecting, you buy things alone, come home alone, and complete everything by yourself. You're like a lonely warrior. But to those lonely warriors, I hope Mike Links can be there for you. And finally, this time, Rinko and Mike Links, we are planning a collaboration campaign together. For more details, I would be happy if you could check out mine and Michael Link's information. So, with that said, I think this turned out to be a long video, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let's enjoy our collection life together. This was Rinko. See you again. Thank you very much.